Mosab, we left off the last few moments when you said you felt that your enemies were your friends and your friends were your enemies, and you decided to get alone. And I'd like you to start there and expand a little bit. What do you mean by getting alone, away from them, and where did this journey take you? You had just left prison. You had been hired by the Israeli secret agency to spy for them, initially to be a double agent, saw the hypocrisy of your own Hamas fighters torturing their own, and then in the confusion and the thinking, I think you used the word the logic of this all, caused you to want to kind of step back. Expound on that a little bit, please.
Yes, for a person to wake up one day and start to realize the reality, it's very hard to wake up sometimes and figure out that you're living a lie. And maybe many of us, rather to be in our comfortable zones always, in our little religious box, in our church, and we don't want to take any responsibility toward the world, or maybe in our own dreams, and everybody lives his own kind of movie, and everybody has his own understanding of God and the devil. And I don't know if there are many people who get close to understand the Most High One. But when you start to realize that you're living a lie, your father that you believe that he's your daddy is not your daddy. Nobody wants to even think about this or go there, because there are consequences always. And in my case, it wasn't just to realize that my enemy is not really my enemy. The ones that I wanted to kill, those are not the enemies. The enemy is within, and the enemy can be also around me, people who I trust. And the consequences for realizing this, feeling it, and living it for real are deadly. You don't only lose, it's just like, oh, okay, this is right and this is wrong, let's do what's right and forget what's wrong. No, there is a high price if you want to do the right thing. And the right thing might look for the rest of the world that it's something wrong. But it's real, and this is the truth. And if you decide to follow the truth, everybody is going to be against you. And so during that time, it wasn't only confusion for a child or a young man. It was very difficult decision to make on a daily basis, and to pay a price that nobody can afford. And I took the risk. It was, and still, very risky thing. My life, as you see, I've been upside down almost. And how can a human being emotionally, let's say, handle such a pressure? But of course, without motivation, without a higher power in your life, you won't be able to make it. Seculars ask me, how do you wake up every day in the morning? Like, thinking about what? Thinking about terrorists hunting you, thinking about the government bureaucracy, thinking about almost everybody going against you, including Christians in the Middle East today. They call me Judas. Some Christians in this country doubt my faith. Some Christian was like, is he for real or not? They don't want even to believe that this is for real. And so many enemies, and the devil is using the closest people who are supposed to support me during this time against me. So sometimes we'd be in a church. I was fired from the church because they didn't believe. That was before my public conversion, when in the entire world it became a public story. When I shared this with the pastor and the congregation, they were like, thank you, kindly, if you stay out of the church for your safety. For your safety.
Yeah, right.
They were really worried about me. And when I'm facing deportation to go and get killed, we pray for you, brother. Thank you very much for your prayers. So I'm trying to say here, when I was back home, we're going to get back to your question, but when I was back home, I was Christian undercover. When I got baptized, I didn't tell anybody because the congregation that we had in Jerusalem, those young people like myself, if Hamas knew that those people converted me to Christianity, would kill all of them.
My.
For their safety, I didn't tell them I am a Christian. And I used to go to the church, being a disciple, one of them, sit down, and they somehow rejected me because in their eyes, they were asking me every time, what are you doing here? You're not more than a son of a terrorist. And I was like, guys, I'm one of you, but I cannot tell you that. And you have to see the rejection, persecutions from the closest people to you and live with that. And be strong, not to give up, because your focus is not Christians. And I didn't come to Christianity because of Christians. No Christian get credit for this. Only God, only the Lord.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
So if any pastor, if any Christian come and claim and say, yes, I know this guy and I had my blessings on him, say, no, you're not right. Because all the credit goes to the Lord. And he was my highest authority, and he's still my highest authority, and he's my motivation. He's not only an idea that I have, he's everything in my life. And this didn't stop. During that time when I told you I was confused, who's my enemy, who's my friend.
Right.
And I'm reading the Bible and finding love your enemy. Is this an accident? This is not an accident.